Meanwhile, a bold move by the radical Sunni breakaway group declaring its chief the leader of a new Islamic State. The state is carved out of northern Iraq and the northeast of neighboring Syria. The Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant is now calling itself just the Islamic State and is demanding allegiance from Muslims worldwide. CCTV's Tony Cheng has more from Iraq.
A bulldozer makes a symbolic move to destroy the Sykes-Picot borderline and establishes an Islamic caliphate. The flag that now flies here is that of the Islamic State, no longer ISIS or ISIL. The Islamic State, as proclaimed, now stretches from the shores of the Mediterranean to the far eastern edge of the Middle East, through Syria and Iraq. The goal of militant fighters for decades, but one that even Al-Qaeda never achieved. But how much territory do the newly proclaimed Islamic State actually control? Here in Tikrit, a city they seized from the Iraqi army 2 weeks ago, a battle has raged for 2 days as the government tries to push the militants back. The Iraqi army, supported by Iranian and American tactical advice, has found new resolve, and while the militants have proved hard to dislodge, they're unlikely to prevail. And the fighting continues to force refugees to flee. As they begin the holy month of Ramadan, they're unlikely to feel much joy in the establishment of the Islamic Caliphate. More than 1 million Iraqis are now displaced across the country as they've fled the fighting and the advances of the Islamic State. But it was the foundation of a different state that Israel has chosen to support, one that's far more likely to emerge from this crisis. They may now be resigned to the breakup of Iraq and seeking to ally themselves with an emerging Kurdistan.
We must support the international effort to strengthen Jordan and to support the Kurdish aspirations for independence. Jordan is a moderate and stable state with a strong military that knows how to defend itself, and because of that, international efforts to support it are worthy. Same also for the Kurds, who are a nation of fighters and have proved political commitment and are worthy of independence.
The borders of the Islamic State stretch all the way from the shores of the Mediterranean right up to here on the edge of Kurdistan. It's not yet clear whether the state will be able to hold together or will fall to pieces under the strain of internal infighting. What is clear, however, is that the borders across the Middle East, drawn up by the colonial powers nearly 100 years ago, seem finally to be falling apart. Tony Cheng, CCTV, Erbil.